Evolution has always been one of, if not the most important part of Pokémon. It is what makes Pokémon so interesting in the first place. Waiting for our Galarian Meowth to become a full-blown berserker is what drives us to keep playing the games. But there is a bit more to evolution in the games, and it has just become a bit deeper in Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet. Hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer, and today we talk about evolution. Let's get into it. The reveal of Wiglett, the Pokémon that looks like Diglett but has absolutely nothing to do with it, has brought Convergent Evolution to Pokémon for the first time ever. Today we're going to talk about Convergent Evolution, but we're also going to be talking about some other type of evolution that we already had but never really talked about, Divergent Evolution. Divergent evolution is an evolutionary pattern where a species that has the same ancestor develops different characteristics due to how the environment forces them to adapt. For example, elephants. Elephants are thought to have descended from Primalephas, and eventually, due to a part of the population migrating and another staying isolated, they evolved different traits, something that can be seen with the African elephant and the Asian elephant. A more extreme example is how the mammoth also shares a common ancestor with elephants and evolved to be completely different from them. In Pokémon terms, this was introduced in Pokémon Sun and Pokémon Moon as regional forms. We saw some Pokémon that we already knew from before getting complete makeovers in the Alola games. Also, if you want me to talk about all regional forms and their origins, let me know in the comments down below. Today I'm just gonna use a few as an example. Now, let's carry on. The best example is of course Exeggutor. Alolan Exeggutor is the result of the sun exposure this Pokémon gets in Alola, giving it the ability to actually grow a lot more and drop its psychic defenses in order to awake its draconic powers. This feature became such a fan favorite that it came back in Galar, with Pokémon like Galarian Meowth adapting to how they spent their lives with savage seafarers and going as far as battling so much that they are now able to evolve into Berserker and not Persian like the Cantonian form and the Alolan forms. In history, we saw some Pokémon with different evolutions and look altogether, since the Sinnoh of the past was completely different from the Sinnoh of today. For example, Hisuian Growlithe and Hisuian Arcanine's rock-like fur is a result of the volcanic activity of their habitats, also helping them survive the colder months, something they don't really need in modern days. And now we know that this is continuing into Paldea, with Paldean Wooper already revealed. While Wooper used to live in the waters in Paldea, they were forced out of them and into marshes, and thus they had to adapt. Hardened gills and poisonous film that keeps its body from drying gives it a very different look. It is still unknown if these pressures will result into a different evolution just like Berserker, or if we're gonna see Regional Quagsire. I would really like the first one though. This was just a simple look at how Divergent Evolution has affected Pokémon. We have come to expect it in every single game since the Sun and Moon games. But now we have something new. Now we have Convergent Evolution. Convergent evolution is when completely unrelated species develop similar traits due to having the same needs. A good example of these are sharks and dolphins. Sharks are fish and dolphins are mammals. Their skeleton is completely different, with the shark skeleton being made of cartilage and the dolphin skeleton being made out of bone. Dolphins need to come to the surface for air, but sharks can use their gills to breathe underwater. Still, despite this, they evolved with dorsal and pectoral fins as well as streamlined bodies. Why? They both need the same thing: swim as fast as possible and be able to catch prey. In the Pokémon world, we are just now seeing this, with Wiglett being incredibly similar to Diglett despite having no relationship with it at all. So, a Pokémon that developed traits similar to another Pokémon without having a common ancestor. And before you say something, I know that Mew is thought to be the ancestor of all Pokémon, so technically they all have a common ancestor, but it is not confirmed in the Pokémon world. It is simply a theory. Continuing with Diglett and Wiglett, maybe it was due to the need to hide from other strong Pokémon that both of them started hiding underground, and maybe in order to be even more aware of their surroundings, they developed those big round noses. At this point, there is not a lot more we can say about it, though I am very excited to see what they can come up with for this new type of convergent forms. We could get a bird that evolved to have a drill just like Rhydon, because it needed it to nest in mountains, for example, all kinds of crazy stuff. And there we go, just a simple look at how Divergent Evolution and Convergent Evolution have both affected the Pokémon world in the form of Pokémon Forms. And it also got me thinking, what is your favorite regional form? Let me know in the comments down below. Mine is, well, let's just say a little bit obvious. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokémon content and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch. I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.